Hey, what's going on, Who That Nation? It is yours truly, TJ Jones, the host of the State of the Saints podcast and also the co-host of the Crescent City Connection podcast. I'm alongside my big brother, EJ. What's going on, man? You're on mute, man. You're on mute.
What's up, y'all? Happy Friday to y'all. What's up, TJ? What's up?
Hey, man, I'm excited about this show. Some of you are probably tuning in on the Crescent City Connection podcast. You got a lot of people who are tuning in on the State of the Saints podcast. I appreciate everybody. Show a little bit different. Of course, this is the State of the Saints podcast. You have to address some of the Saints issues, but we're also going to be talking about different topics in sports as well. We're going to be talking about, of course, Deshaun Watson. Shocking the world. I mean, breaking news, deciding to go to the Cleveland Browns, right? The Cleveland Browns. That was a little bit of a shock. We're also going to be talking about the future of Baker Mayfield. And also, man, what the Atlanta Falcons got to, where they going to go from here. But everybody in the chat, thank y'all so much. I ask that everybody hit the like button, no matter what platform you're checking it out on. Go ahead and hit that like button. Let everybody know that you enjoy the show, enjoy the content. But EJ, let's go ahead and get into it, man. Your boy Deshaun Watson shocked the world, man. He shocked the world today. A lot of people didn't expect this. So many reports came out said it was between the New Orleans Saints and the Atlanta Falcons. And out of nowhere, the Cleveland Browns, who people thought, wasn't nowhere in the fight, they end up acquiring Deshaun Watson. And I got the report right here. The Cleveland Browns are going to give the Houston Texans their first round pick in 2022, 2023, and 2024, and also a 2023 third round pick and a 2024 fourth round pick. And the Texans are sending a 2024 fifth round pick to the Browns. And this man got 5 years, $230 million guaranteed. So the Cleveland Browns were not playing here. They were all in. They were excited about this. A lot of reports said that the boys didn't have a chance. And I got to tell you, a lot of people eating crow right now. But what are your thoughts on Deshaun Watson signing with the Cleveland Browns?
They gave up a king's ransom just to get him. You just said it. I believe you said 3 first-round picks the next 3 years. So whenever you make a selection like that, I mean, you all in for a Super Bowl. Like it's Super Bowl or bust, pretty much. You giving up all of that stuff for one player, $230 million, and 3 first-round draft picks.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a lot. So, and I mean, if I'm a Saints fan, which I am, I mean, I can't miss nothing that we never had. I mean, we tried our hand or whatever, and that didn't work out. But they gave up a lot. And if they don't win a Super Bowl within these next 3 years, I mean, they gonna be looking crazy, to be honest with you. My thing is about the Saints is I would like to see where Jameis Winston head is, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
If he's the quarterback going forward, or Taysom Hill, or they're gonna draft a quarterback, I don't know. But that's the person I worry about. I mean, you tried to make this move to try to get him, Deshaun Watson. But now you have Jameis Winston. He knows you was his plan B.
Yep.
So that's the person I would like to talk to and see where his head is right now.
Man, I gotta tell you, man, I'm fired up about this whole entire topic. Yesterday, I decided not to do an episode of the State of the Saints podcast because, quite honestly, I was too pissed off, man. I was pissed off because everybody knows my favorite team is the New Orleans Saints if you're checking out the Crescent City Connection podcast. And I have to say, I am very disappointed at the New Orleans Saints. The way these boys look about as desperate as a crackhead with no money in the trap house. This was pathetic right here, man. Look, I understand the talent that Deshaun Watson has, and I understand the things that he can do on the field. But they were acting as if this team was just lost in limbo, like they didn't have any hope if this dude didn't come through, like they didn't have a chance in hell of making a playoff let alone the Super Bowl, if this dude don't come through. I am very ashamed today of the New Orleans Saints. I mean, them boys was looking bad, man. The only thing that I thought about this whole entire time, this how pathetic these boys look, man. Look, this it pretty much sums it up right here. That's what it looked like, man. That's what it looked like. All that damn begging. Keith didn't beg that much. Aaron Hall didn't beg that much. I mean, this gave me Ricky Williams vibes, bro. What you have right now is a team that is capable. Bro, these dudes freed up $30 million. So you're telling me if you can free up $30 million, you're telling me that all hope is lost? You put all your eggs in one basket to try to get one dude. Meanwhile, these other teams have a head start on you with negotiations because you spend most of your time spoiling yourself down in the dirt, begging and pleading, like James Brown on the hit song, please, 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 with Deshaun Watson. I am ashamed as a Saints fan. And some Saints fans eat up like, well, you know, Deshaun Watson, that's a once-in-a-lifetime talent. He's talented, man. And you got to give it all up for a dude like that. Man, all the Saints fans that was out here that was willing to get down on their knees and pray to the almighty Deshaun Watson, man, all y'all can kick rocks. For real. I can understand how you need a quarterback. I can understand how talented this dude is. But you don't waste your time on nobody like this. Sean Payton would never. Okay? This is the same Sean Payton who had a mainstay in Mark Ingram. Didn't answer the phone. And he ended up getting Latavius Murray instead. I ain't about to sit up here and waste my time. And at the same time, you embarrassed yourself and you basically alienated everybody in the Houdat Nation for the most part. And you allowed Jameis Winston to you showed him who you're about to try to tell her, oh, well, man, you were our guy all along. Now you got to convince that dude when he know it's not the truth. Man, this is not a good look for the New Orleans Saints with Dennis Allen as the head coach. And it's not because they didn't acquire Deshaun Watson. It's just the fact that they did this. It's an embarrassment, bro. It's an embarrassment. But to the Cleveland Browns, you got a lot of people that got to apologize here today or tonight. You got to apologize to these dudes because you had shows like Undisputed that were talking about them, laughing at them, saying they're the Cleveland Clowns and it's a train right there and all that kind of stuff. But behind closed doors, them boys was wheeling and dealing. And Jimmy Haslett, who is the owner of the Cleveland Browns, showed that he is not afraid to write a check to try to bring a championship to Cleveland. So, as a Cleveland Brown fan, I'm pretty sure they have mixed emotions because this is Deshaun Watson we're talking about here. But he, as an owner, showed you that he is committed to winning. He is committed to excellence by acquiring this dude. But as far as the New Orleans Saints, I mean, they should be ashamed of themselves. Should be ashamed of themselves, E.
So, I'm sorry, man. I'm going to cut you off.
Go ahead, man.
In pursuit of Deshaun Watson, you know you just lost Marcus Williams to the Baltimore Ravens for $70 million.
Thank you.
With that money that you were trying to, you know, find under the sofa cushions and find in the garage and, you know, under the sink, you could have signed Marcus Williams instead of Deshaun Watson and had some other monies or whatever to get some other players or whatever. Meanwhile, you don't have Marcus Williams, you don't have Deshaun Watson, and you probably have a possibly disgruntled quarterback already in your quarterback room saying how much the team that he's with didn't want him. And he was like an afterthought, a second fiddle, and a plan B. Right. So that's what you left with. So welcome to the New Orleans Saints, Dennis Allen. It's your first blunder.
And not to mention all of these dumb Saints fans out here, not all of them, but man, now we can go back to Jameis. Bruh. Anywhere in life, do we use this type of logic? I say this all the time. Bruh, this is equivalent to a girl leaving you at dinner, going with another dude, And it turns out the dude was a jerk. Now all of a sudden she want to come back to you. Oh, I was just playing. Like, what kind of logic are y'all using here? Do y'all understand that they have, man, they really showed their hand. Like, this dude, like, honestly, as much as I love the Saints, this is well within this dude's rights to say, man, y'all can kiss my ass and let me go sign somewhere else. Then what you gonna do? What you gonna do then? You gotta hope maybe go ahead.
My bad. He's your starting quarterback. So I'm assuming they're gonna have to sign him to some sort of contract.
Right.
So, and if he's a starting quarterback, he gonna demand a certain amount of money, unless they don't want to do a long term contract with him. Who's to say, since we're still in a free agency market and everything, who's to say he turns down that contract and leave the Saints in even more of a mess that they got themselves into? Then you're left with Jameis Winston and Ian Book.
Yep.
That's well within his reasons. If he feels like he's been underappreciated, I mean, there are teams that probably will get Jameis Winston 30, 40, maybe $50 million for 4 or 5 years. A lot of people might laugh at that. But if he's trying to be a starting quarterback or something like that, yeah, I think they'll give him that money or whatever.
These are people that are listening to dirt sheets. And another thing, this has really showed us as far as with the Deshaun Watson news, that you have a lot of people out here that are clout chasers that don't know what the hell they're talking about. And they just want to put some information out there just to sound legit. In that regard, bravo, Deshaun Watson, because a lot of these dudes need to be exposed for the individuals that are narcissistic and the individuals that are full of low self-esteem, so much so that they are creating narratives just so people can like them and follow them. Is pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. But let's go ahead and go to some of the comments, man, and then we'll talk a little bit more about the trade. Shouts out to my guy, Derek Augustine, man. Shouts out to him, man. Y'all can check him out on All-American this season on the CW. Man, he also has been on the Miss LA biopic, Godfather of Harlem, man. Shouts out to my guy, and he's also been on the show. He says, yo, what's good, T? I think it's a blessing that he went to the Browns. We get to draft our draft capital, and we keep our team intact. Yeah, we get to keep our draft capital. Exactly. You get to keep all that, man. I said this on Twitter, E. I said, what Deshaun Watson did was a blessing in disguise. He saved the New Orleans Saints from themselves. Now, if you sign Jameis Winston, you can go out here and you can have your number one pick, and you can go out here and build around this dude. You can actually bring some guys in. Like, they freed up enough money today. I heard that Fletcher Cox got released. You can get him on the side of David Ayabata if you wanted to, bro. Right now.
1 or 2 year contract they could do for him, or they could give him a long-term contract. I mean, just to give him a 1 year contract or something like that, then sign him next year. You could do that. Yeah. This still is a good team. I mean, you lost Marcus Williams, but you did get Marcus May from the Jets, up becoming a young player to go with CD Deuce, both Florida boys or whatever, and they play some ball in Florida. But I mean, this is still a good roster. You can go get a Chris Olave if you want to out of the draft or something like that at wide receiver. You could put some more tools with Jameis Winston, who, by the way, went 5-2 as a starting quarterback last year before he tore his ACL. So, I mean, this still is a good team. He don't make a lot of mistakes, and you still got your whole nucleus pretty much from last year. So, I mean, I don't think that you shouldn't be crying over what the Saints doing. On the other hand, with Cleveland, with Deshaun Watson, I think he is an upgrade from Baker Mayfield.
Yeah,
I do. I think he's an upgrade. I think Cleveland just put themselves probably in the top 4 of the AFC, in my opinion, with that roster that they have. I mean, I think they got the potential to be pretty good though.
Yeah, they do, man. I mean, I guess that's the one way of not be picking in the top 5 to get rid of your picks, right? Because we all know Cleveland, they accustomed to picking in the top 5. So how do you not do it? You give them away. Deshaun Watson, thank you very much for the $5. Says, my agent told me if I came to New Orleans that I'd be ripping them. Dude would have started calling me Deshaun Watson, and I couldn't afford another court case. Well, Deshaun Watson, look, wish you all the luck in the world in your future endeavors, but I'm happy that he's not a New Orleans Saint. bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. If they would have acquired him, of course, as a fan, I would have been like, okay, but dude was not my first choice. You have individuals that are like they want you so bad to be mad that this dude didn't come to New Orleans. Now you got a couple of gullible suckers out there that just believe everything that they hear and read and be like, well, Jameis Winston was bad for Tampa. But what did Jameis Winston do in the Saints uniform? You got a lot of quarterbacks out here that is just not a good fit. They are comparing Jameis Winston to the greatest quarterback of all time in Tom Brady. That is totally unfair. And the moves that Tampa made, the moves and the shakes that they made to try to make Tom Brady comfortable, they did not try to do the same thing for Jameis. And people need to understand, like, organizations matter. So for everybody out there that's buying into all that stuff and feel like this dude can't make the throws, and it just, you know what I'm saying, you watching and hoping this man make a mistake, but he ended up playing some really good football and nitpicking everything that he do that you may feel like was luck. Like, come on, man, like, get this dude an opportunity. And like I said, they so quick to throw this dude out the door, but what you gonna do now? Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do now? Now you're looking stupid. I mean, you basically just showed your hand to the entire Who Dat Nation. Some of y'all ain't loyal. Some of y'all ready to jump off the ship. And all of a sudden now, you know what I'm saying? Now we supposed to pretend because you feel like you got the delete button? No, I saw y'all, man. And I got the receipts. For real. I seen a lot of y'all, man. And you ought to be ashamed of yourself here tonight.
and honestly, I mean, a lot of these the Saints bigwigs, the people who make all the rules and everything, the people who make all the shots for the Saints,
right?
They got some ass to kiss in Jameis Winston. I mean,
man,
they got some rings to kiss. They got some they can go and get that Carmax. Go and get it ready. Because if you want him to lead your franchise, man, you got to tell him how pretty he is. I mean, you do. Right. I mean, I don't see no way around
it. Did I ever tell you have beautiful eyes?
I didn't appreciate before.
Right. Oh, yeah, I didn't read WM Jr. He says, I went from rooting for Deshaun to rooting against him. Man, like I said, man, I just didn't feel like it was necessary. No disrespect to him. I hope that he gets his career in line. I hope he gets his life in line. But, man, I just wasn't really on board. And then when we start playing a waiting game and all these speculation and lies and nasty, you know what I'm saying, rumors start coming out, I'm like, man, miss me with that, man. Let's go ahead and get this. Let's move on. $50 million per year make them Cole Winston Bowl War in Cleveland. For real.
$50 million buy you a hell of a heater. I tell you that.
Look, if Judo Alaska had a football team, I'd be out there for $50 million.
Shoot, I'd be out there for $10 million.
Blue 55. We got that money and go shopping and build around Winston. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Get that man some toys to play with. That's how you say how sorry you is. Get that man some toys. And I see
commit to him long term.
Yep. I don't know about Tyron Armstead though.
Yeah. Let me see. We need to get Jameis Winston, Teron Armstead, Tyrann Mathieu, Jarvis Landry. Saints need to be all on them dudes. Man, look, I understand the connection. I watch these dudes in college too, man. But every LSU player that comes across the pike don't mean the Saints have to sign them. Both of these guys are talented, but me personally, I would prefer Robert Woods over Jarvis Landry.
I would.
Like,
that's a good suggestion right there. That's a good one.
Yeah, make it a trade. Yeah. Yeah, make it a trade. Go ahead.
That's a real. I think that's a real good suggestion because the Rams just got Allen Robinson. So I would imagine he's probably going to step into that role, but you don't know what's going to happen with OBJ because you know he's still hurt.
Right.
But yeah, I think that's a real good one right there. I think they should go after him.
Robert Woods to me is like Cooper Kupp. They're like one and the same when it comes to their ability.
True.
I feel like Jarvis Landry, he's talented, but he's too much like Michael Thomas. Like they're the same receiver. It's like you basically got the same carbon copy receiver. Both of them run really good routes. Both of them are really explosive off the line of scrimmage. But you don't really see these dudes like they basically are the same receiver. I would like to see another receiver like with a different type of dynamic. Like Robert Woods can go deep. He can run those deep posts. He can get behind guys. You know what I'm saying? And he's really successful at it. Like he reminds me of like Jordy Nelson, Donald Driver type player. You know what I'm saying? Like Greg Jennings. That's kind of who he remind me of. He kind of built that type of mold. You know, like he's not going to be like a top 5 receiver, but he's extremely talented. And if Michael Thomas was to go down, he can emerge to that number 1 role and be that guy. That's what I want. You know, I mean, look, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Most people like they talk about Lionel Collins. Like he's out there. You know, he got interviewed by the Cincinnati Bengals today. I mean, Tyrann Mathieu, Jarvis Landry, Odell Beckham Jr. I get it, man. Like everybody loves LSU, man, but there's some more guys out there I feel like would be a better fit. And honestly, if if you didn't want to, like, man, to me, looking at the New Orleans Saints, what makes me even more frustrated, is the fact that they could have done this stuff before. They could have aggressively moved this money around before, but it took Deshaun Watson. Like you said, man, you could have kept Marcus Williams. You could have, you know what I'm saying, re-signed Teron Armstead. Like right now, what he had like a $13 million cap hit, and Jameis has like a $1 million cap hit. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all could have did this way before then. But look, if Teron Armstead decides to go somewhere else, if Jameis coming back to the Saints is a deal breaker to him, then, you know what I'm saying? Like, now you can go out there and you can sign yourself a quality tackle. Or you just recently signed James Hurst. You can just slide him to the left tackle, and then when Landon Young, if he comes back and he develops, he probably can be the new left tackle. He played tackle at Kentucky, so you know you have some pieces in place where you can actually go out there and make this team a contender. $30 million, dude, man.
Yep. You got Lionel Collins out there. I mean, you got Brian Bulaga out there. That's just the 2 names I could think off the top of my head. I mean, those people that have been playing some football. I think Lionel Collins still in his 20s. Brian Bulaga, I mean, he was a Pro Bowler in the league or whatever. So who's to say you can't plug one of them up on the line of scrimmage? I mean, they have people out there. Cole Beasley is another wide receiver. Yes, he might not be a number 1 receiver, but you want somebody that can get open in a slot. And that's something that he did for Buffalo and Dallas for years. So, I mean, that's also an option that, you know, in a direction that you can go. So there's people out there.
Yeah, that's a good point. Should have seen Mike T. He was praying for Watson. Was that fake love to Jameis when he hugged him? I don't think it was fake love, but look, man, this is a business, and dudes want to play with the best because they feel like it's going to make them look their best. You know, like nobody want to go out there and, you know what I'm saying, somebody wide open and you throwing it to the Gatorade bottle, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm wide open and you throwing it to the cotton candy man. Like, people want to be able to utilize their talents and ability. But I will say this, I feel like Jameis has that type of talent. Now, I don't know what it is, man. I don't know if it's, I mean, look, guys have a close look at individuals. Maybe, you know what I'm saying, they have like personal relationships outside of football. They both have the same representation, you know what I'm saying? So that can play a huge role. Going to dinners together, hanging out together when the company gets all those clients together. So, I mean, of course, he'll probably have like some type of relationship with Deshaun Watson. But, man, Michael Thomas, he game, man. He know what's up. You know, like he'll go in, he'll play. Because right now, Michael Thomas, I mean, yeah, he has talent, but this dude haven't played in 2 years. And, you know, shoot, you realize, man, the league forgets about you. During the time where, you know, he's been out, Justin Jefferson has emerged as one of the top receivers. Jamar Chase is emerging as a young, hungry receiver. You got T. Higgins out there doing his thing. So out of sight, out of mind. This dude still got something to prove. So, man, look, Deshaun Watson not coming to the Saints is the least of his troubles. What do you think about Michael Thomas, E?
I think Michael Thomas, first, you got to knock off the rust. Think about him and Deshaun Watson. unless you talking about practice, never played in the actual game. Not that I know. Not too many games that I know of. I could be wrong,
Right.
but they haven't played in a whole lot of games.
Mm.
So I guess they got to get acclimated to each other and everything.
Right.
But when before Michael Thomas got hurt, yeah, he was probably one of, if not the best receivers in the league. But since that time, like you said, he kind of got knocked down a peg. You have some new receivers coming into the league. I mean,
Right.
you also had Devontae Adams, who just, burst into the scene probably as the best wide receiver in all of football or whatever. I
Right.
mean, if you
Right.
want to talk about that also.
Mm.
So, I mean, he kind of got to, earn that respect back, get back to, earn that place back. I
Yep.
mean, last full season he played, he had 149 catches. I
Yep.
mean, that was almost a record. So I
Yeah.
mean, he need to, whether Deshaun Watson throwing you the ball, Jameis Winston, uh, Pee Wee Herman. I mean, you gotta catch the ball and run. Yeah, you gotta catch the ball and run with the ball or whatever. I mean, and he was doing that at a high level before he got hurt. But I mean, we don't have Deshaun Watson. We have
Right.
some extra dollars. And so, make that man feel special and let's go get a Super Bowl.
Right. Hey, my team, can you run that post out for me?
Could you imagine Pee Wee Herman making all the way at the line of scrimmage? Making all the way at the line of scrimmage.
Blue 95.
Blue 59 Razor.
Check.
Omaha.
Omaha. Jameis has to show how he comes off that injury, though. Look, man, if y'all gonna give Joe Burrow the benefit of the doubt, why not this dude? Seriously, man. Like, people act like the ACL is a death sentence. This is a 1937, 67. Gail Sayers ain't out there, man. Technology has come such a long way. And, man, we seen guys, tear the ACL and come back better. Man, this man is really trying to put his best foot forward. He's really in rehab in Birmingham, getting himself back into peak condition, better condition. And people just need to get this man the credit. Like, I'm tired of people looking at this dude like shortcomings and, just keep on like constantly, like not allowing this dude to change the narrative about himself. I'm sick of it, man, because everybody is up here comparing this dude what he did in Tampa. Like, if the dude go out there and he fall flat on his face, fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, that just chunk it up. But everybody out here talking about this dude not good enough is pure speculation, including the organization. I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. I know we trust the organization, but that don't mean they always right. That don't mean they always make the best decisions. We seen organizations cut guys, put guys in places, and versus guys that probably work hard. The guy that work hard probably go to another team, and the fan base like, man, we had them once. They don't mean they know everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, they do a really good job, but for the most part, people are still holding on to this dude, like what he did in Tampa. Now, if this dude come out here and he take the league by storm, he win comeback player of the year, he have the Saints in playoff contention, possible Super Bowl contention, the same fans out there that's nitpicking this man's shortcomings gonna be ready to fight to the death to defend this dude.
Like, I told y'all he was gonna do it.
Right.
I told you, everybody want to be right.
He a beast. Like, man, bro, I don't get it, man. Like, if you're not gonna, I'm making a stand right now. I don't know about you, but I'm making a stand. Do not come to me with media pundit bull crap about no player. That, you know what I'm saying? Jameis Winston or nobody. If you don't have a clear, logical thought that wasn't established and brought to you by the fine folks at Fox Sports or the fine folks at ESPN, don't talk to me about sports. I'm serious, man. If the eye test, by looking at what by looking at the games every single week, if that is not where you're coming to me with, if you're talking about if I hit like you trying to disguise it off like it's you talking, but a couple of days ago I heard Skip Bayless or I heard Shannon Sharp say the same thing verbatim, I'm going to call your ass out. For real, do not talk to me about what this dude did and what somebody said about him. You judge for your own self, man. And then, what did you see? I seen 14 touchdowns, 3 picks. And the narrative coming from Tampa was what? He was a turnover machine.
Yep.
So what more you want?
So it turns out you put him with some actual talent. You put him with an actual offensive line that's actually blocking for him, and a defense that's a top 5 defense. You get 14 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, pretty much. You get somebody that's not turning the ball over. You get somebody that's not, throwing 30 touchdowns and getting sacked over 50 times. That's what you get. I mean, you get an actual cohesive team, pretty much, a playoff team. And I don't care if it's 1986, 1976, 66, 2006. I mean, if you put a quarterback with a playoff team coming up off a team probably that wasn't in the playoff, I think that quarterback is going to be better, and he's going to try to reach that potential, which I think Jameis was trying to. I think he actually was trying to be on his way to reaching that potential.
Yes.
Before he got hurt.
Yes.
5-2. Let's say he don't get hurt against Tampa Bay. Because of people have grudges. I ain't gonna Devin White, but let's say he don't get hurt. What's the Saints' record if he don't get hurt? Do the Saints make the playoffs? Do they go deep in the playoffs? Do they win the division? I mean, we was kicking the Tampa Bay's behind. Like, I mean, we do that every single time. So what happens if he don't get hurt? Where the Saints at then? We all left with what could have been pretty much. Without receivers, without pretty much a passing offense, without much of a passing offense, we still was 5-2. So imagine if he did play that whole year.
And not to say, look, I guarantee they wouldn't have went on a 4-game losing streak. I can tell you that right now. Wouldn't have happened. Wouldn't have happened. And what the Saints needed, all they needed was like one more win, and they would have jumped in front of the 49ers to make the playoffs. We wouldn't have to been watching television and hope that the Rams did something that the Saints should have done. So to me, man, I'm serious, bro. I'm taking a stand right now. I am not entertaining nobody that's telling me something that they heard from the mass media. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's good. And those guys do a really good job. But have your own mind, God dog it. Have your own mind. That's all I'm saying. But let's go ahead and flip the script, man. We talked about the Saints, man. Everybody kind of know where we stand with it. But let's talk about Baker Mayfield, man. Baker Mayfield, a couple days ago, the Cleveland Browns decided to wine and dine Deshaun Watson, and much to the chagrin of Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield wrote a very heartfelt "I have a dream" speech. I mean, a thank you letter to the Cleveland Browns fans, and it was basically a goodbye letter. So I think he's seen the writing on the wall. Baker Mayfield has been a topic of discussion for months. His lack of production, was he injured? The fact that Odell Beckham Jr. leaves him, goes to Los Angeles, plays well enough to get a Super Bowl. Jarvis Landry gets released. So you have those thoughts out there talking about, he needs to be an adult. They need an adult at a quarterback position. Man, what are your thoughts about Baker Mayfield, the way that the Cleveland Browns went at him, and do you think that Baker Mayfield, there's a place for him in the National Football League to be a starter? Your thoughts, E?
I think they probably will be a place for him to be a starter. Right. I don't know if it's going to be next year. I think he might take the Mitchell Trubisky route, be a backup maybe for 1 year, and come back and be a starter. Honestly, when I heard this Deshaun Watson trade, I honestly thought Baker Mayfield was going to be in that trade. And I thought they were going to trade him from Cleveland to the Texans. But for him not to even be included in that trade, which, did they actually release him, or he's still trying to be traded? I know he requested to be traded, right?
Okay, so yesterday, Baker Mayfield came out and requested a trade via his agent. And the Browns said no. The Browns said no. They're not going to trade him. So basically, you embarrassed this dude in front of the entire world, E. Whole world saw it. I mean, we know social media, the power of social media is to bring people far and wide closer together, almost like they're in the same room. So you embarrass this man in front of the entire world. You expect this man to be okay with it. Then, I guess the talks with Deshaun Watson, the news started to come out. You probably didn't hear from him. And then all of a sudden, oh, man, I was just playing with you, bro. Come on, man. And you expect this dude to be okay with it. But to answer your question, yeah, you know what I'm saying? They would have to trade him, in which now, since they got Deshaun Watson, they gladly are going to oblige that. But go ahead, finish up, man. That's ain't business, man, right? Business.
Yeah, and a lot of people say, man, that ain't fair. That ain't fair. I mean, but the NFL ain't fair. I mean, life ain't fair. I mean,
Right.
how often do these executives? How often do they tell the truth to their players?
They don't.
Ah, wait, they don't. They
They
don't tell
don't.
the truth. I mean, they don't think logically. I mean, they think in zeros, twenties, hundreds, thousands, millions. That's how they think. I
Right.
mean, you think about their jobs and what's better for the team.
Yep.
And I don't know, they could have at least let this man know what they was doing. Let him know that maybe he wasn't going to be a part of their plan. Try to make an exit strategy for this dude so he could be traded. Hell, trade
Right.
him to the Texans.
Right.
I know the Texans have Davis Mills, and
Yep.
he played. They feel like he played pretty good last year. Maybe they'll draft somebody, maybe not. Maybe they're gonna roll
Nah,
with that
I
man or
wouldn't.
whatever.
Man, Davis Mills is pretty damn good, man.
Yeah,
Like,
quarterback out of Stanford. Yeah, he big
yeah,
guy,
he
big
good,
strong
man.
dude, got a
They
nice
got
arm.
some long neck, you know what I'm saying? Boy,
Yeah,
neck by the long and then
yeah, yeah. You know that neck important. That neck can keep you upright, boy.
Shoot, man, for real. Look, man, he ain't got no problem. As soon as that boy look up when the ball gets snapped, he can see over the offense and the
Mm.
defense. You know, like, man, got that ostrich neck.
At the,
But,
right about now, I'm thinking about like
oh my goodness.
what team could Baker Mayfield possibly go to? I mean, you're looking around the league.
Ooh,
A lot
yeah.
of those job spots look like they've been filled almost. I
Well,
mean,
you got
yeah,
the Colts. You got the Colts E.
true,
Uh,
true.
you also have the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah,
Hell, you even got the Saints. And who knows, you even
yeah,
got the Falcons because they done pissed off Matt Ryan's wife. So I know, yeah, Matt Ryan, if his wife is talking, I mean, they pillow talking. You know what I'm saying? Like she
hmm
mad and frustrated because she hearing him in the bed talking about, man, I can't believe they did this to me. Right? You know what I mean? I ain't
moving
never heard
around
Matt
money,
Ryan's, I ain't never really
moving.
heard Matt Ryan's wife say nothing about contract negotiations or nothing. Now I'm
I
not a
tell you,
Falcon fan. I wouldn't disrespect myself like that, but still,
I tell
like,
you what. If your wife talking about contracts, and you worry about your contract, yeah, you got some contract issues. Or you know, if wifey upset about something, yeah,
right. Yeah.
you got some
Exactly.
problems in the organization or whatever. They got a lot of this Deshaun Watson thing that kind of blew up a lot of organizations. It rubbed
True.
people a lot in the wrong. It's almost like a 6 degrees of Deshaun Watson. I haven't found out the other four of them, but I know at least 2 degrees. I would say 3. Jameis,
Okay.
Winston, you got Ryan, and you got Mayfield. That's the 3 that
Yeah.
I know are off the top of maybe the city of Houston, maybe or whatever. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's the 3. Yeah, and you got some,
Yeah.
sleepless nights, and some people need to have some conversations or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's gone, man. And I can't blame Baker for this. Man got pride, right? The man believes in himself. If he didn't say anything about it, like, then I would have a problem with this. But I knew it. And it's not like the dude can't play. I think that he has talent. I think he has ability. Now he doesn't have the ability that Deshaun Watson has. But I do feel that he's talented enough to be able to be a starting quarterback
Mhm.
as of right, as of today.
Yeah.
Like, so I think a lot of the things that happened to Baker, and this like
Yeah.
I hate to keep on doing this, and I sound like a broken record, but the media created this. Like, think about this, folks. I want people to fully understand this. The Cleveland Browns were 1-23 or something like that before Baker Mayfield got drafted in them. They only won one game in 2 years, bro. They went
Yeah.
0-16 the year that they got him. The next, you know what I'm saying, the year previous, after, you know what I'm saying, before they got him, they were 0-16. I can remember it was on like a Thursday night football game. That's when they won their first game, when Baker
Mhm.
Mayfield was their starter. Baker Mayfield as a starter. I don't care what anybody say. You can talk about them having Kareem Hunt and Brad, you know what I'm saying, and Nick Chubb and stuff like that. That's a good 1-2 punch. But still, Baker Mayfield was still out there throwing touchdowns, and he led the Cleveland Browns to the freaking playoffs. somewhere that the Cleveland Brown fans ain't been since probably Bernie Kosar. I don't know, man. You have to really go back and dig in a crate the last time the Cleveland Browns were in anybody's playoffs. And then y'all got the nerve to, bruh, the nerve to fix your mouth to talk about this dude as if y'all got like, man, come on, man. Like y'all got a reputation for winning. Like this is a joke. Like seriously, y'all got Deshaun Watson and the owner backed up the brink truck, but the Cleveland Browns are a freaking joke. Like nobody takes them serious, no matter how many games they win. They are the Cleveland Clowns, and everybody knows it. And y'all gonna sit up here and think, okay, man, we got this dude, man. He ain't working out, huh? Like seriously, this is the main reason, E, that the Cleveland Browns don't win nothing. It's because they're impatient. How many head coaches have they been through in the last 4 or 5 years? How many guys have they as a revolving door? I think this dude owns Loves or something like that. I think it's a chef's kiss because don't nobody hire and fire like a Loves or a Pilot or a gas station or you know what I'm saying? Any type of convenience store.
For first-hand experience.
Exactly. So I think it suffice that was what he owns. Like this is a joke, man. How can you do somebody like this, man? The dude made your organization relevant. Ain't nobody talking about nobody on that team if Baker Mayfield isn't there. It's an embarrassment, man. It's an embarrassment the way they did the dude.
Here's the coup de grace right here. Baker Mayfield's been in the league about 4 or 5 years, right?
Right.
So how you have 4 or 5 different offensive coordinators within all of those years? That's why I say the NFL isn't fair. How that man supposed to get any kind of camaraderie, either try to obtain some of the talent that he feel like he had for himself.
Right.
If he can't, try to, work under the same offensive coordinator, not to mention the head coaches that he's been through.
Right.
So I mean, I don't think anything's fair to him. And he had 1 season under this guy, the head coach. Now they get rid of him. So I mean, everybody's chasing that Super Bowl, and a lot of quarterbacks get damaged like that.
Yep.
Jameis Winston, for instance. I mean, they don't put a lot of talent around this dude, and by talent, I mean not just receivers, but offensive linemen, defense to, complement the offense. A running game, he never had a running game in Tampa Bay.
Nope.
Baker Mayfield never had an offensive coordinator that he knew was going to be back. Like Drew Brees had Sean Payton for 15 years. 15 years. I mean, he could probably finish each other's sentences. I mean, Baker Mayfield and his offensive coordinator, he probably didn't know what kind of damn sandwich they wanted or whatever. He couldn't make it. Didn't know where they stayed. They probably didn't even have the damn cell phone number. So I mean, that's the kind of stuff that's I think that'd be forgotten about in football. I think. I mean, you need that kind of camaraderie with your offense.
Yeah. Look, I just think that he'll land on his feet, man. But man, the Cleveland Browns, to me, they're a very impatient franchise. And ain't nothing wrong with being loyal to to your team and stuff. But man, you ain't about to build nothing like that. And Deshaun Watson, I don't blame him for going there. I mean, all $230 million in guaranteed money. Look, I'll play any way you want me to play. I don't care how many games we win and losing, but we all know that this wasn't the best decision, and this did not come down to winning at all. Like, as much as I hate the Falcons, like, even they're a better franchise. Yeah, money. Yeah, even they're a better franchise than the Browns. It's just, it all came down to money.
I think Jameis Winston feel like all he been through, he want to get paid for all this, uncomfortableness that he was going through. I think he feel like he needed to be paid. Houston, they kind of turned their backs on him and everything, and he needed to be paid for all the time that he's been inconvenienced and didn't play and all that. That's what I came down to. I think the Saints had an offer. I heard Ms. Benson or whatever, they actually went to Atlanta to see him after the Atlanta Falcons seen him or whatever. I think they went with a number, but I don't think that number was big enough. I think the
Yeah.
biggest they could probably do is probably somewhere around 180, maybe something like that.
Right.
But Cleveland had 230, and the Saints wasn't really talking numbers like that. And
Right.
Cleveland just off them more. That's pretty much what
Yeah.
it was. I don't think
Yeah.
he could look at rosters all. If the Falcons would have offered this dude $230 million, it's like a hometown team to him because he's from Gainesville, Georgia. So yeah,
Right.
that's his home team. But
Right.
if the Falcons would have offered him that money, he'd be in Atlanta right now. So that's when I think it ultimately came down to money.
Yep. I mean, I'm not mad at him for making that money. I'm just mad at him for taking so damn long to come up with that
Yeah,
decision.
yeah, he can make a
Like, come
decision.
on, man. Like for real, like, man, they holding up progress, man. And like I said,
Hurry
I'm
up and
just
buy.
for real. Hurry up and buy. I mean, I just want him to come up with a bit, you know what I'm saying, with a decision more quicker than that. And the longer that started to drag out, the less I was interested, man. Like I mean, I didn't like no mice. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm good, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't want
I
no
ain't gonna
more.
lie. I ain't gonna lie. I was all at work checking my phone.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Shoot.
I mean,
And
Murray, can you imagine the screen? Like, can you imagine the screen time on people's phones? Like, I have an iPhone every week that tells you the screen time. Can you imagine your screen time for Twitter or Facebook this week? Checking your phone about Deshaun Watson. Man, I was over it, man. Man, I was making shrimp and chicken Alfredo, and you know what I'm
burn
saying, and
your
going
shrimp in
outside.
Alfredo.
Yeah, man. Like I was, you know what I'm saying? I was, like spraying weeds down on my grass and stuff like that, man. I got man, I was over it. Like for real, I was over it, man. I'm like, bro, whatever this dude do, I can kill it. Like I mean, bro, when it came out, I was like, man, huh? Like, how can we afford this dude? We up here talking about we can't get this dude and that dude, and we up here, you know what I'm saying? Like we going to the penny bank or something like that, sliding pennies to the left and the right of the table. Then all of a sudden, y'all just pull Deshaun Watson out your ass. I'm like, man, what's going on here?
I ain't gonna lie. The Saints front office, them dudes are some musicians.
Man, for
I
real.
mean, they do some Houdini type stuff. Like the last 3-4 years, Mickey Loomis, them. I don't know what they be doing. Maybe they got spell book. I don't know what they doing. But
Yeah,
these guys, they make a way out of no way. They
man, for
free up
real.
some money like nobody's business. And this dude really need to get consideration already for executive of the year or whatever. Because
Yep,
man, this dude to even fix your mouth to even try to think about Deshaun Watson and all
man,
the
for
cap
real,
hell we've been in the last 2 or 3 years to get us
man.
out of it, all we left was Hendrickson.
Right, for
He should be
real.
commended for his job.
Yeah, man. I mean, they do outstanding job, and I'm like, there was no real damage that took place. All the guys that were responsible for your defense being successful are coming back. You
Yep.
can build off that by the $30 million that you opened up.
Yep.
Seriously, man. You can go out here and get yourself a wide receiver. You can go out here and get yourself, you know what I'm saying, some talented players that you actually, you know what I'm saying, need in order for your team to take the next step. And think about, like, man, look, in ways I got tired of Deshaun Watson due to Twitter. But I am happy for Deshaun Watson because it made the Saints be creative enough for them to do these things in order for the team to grow. Like, by their own, like, I don't call it stupidity, but their own desperation, right? By their own desperation, what they say, desperate times call for desperate measures, right? So you felt desperate, so you start moving and shaking and stretching contracts out and giving guys money. And I can tell you who were happy, all those players end up getting that money that they ain't got to worry about now. They ain't got to worry about, man, I wonder if I'm gonna get that $4 million. Guess what? They got it all.
Yep.
Davenport went out there, got what, $8 million? You know what I'm saying? Sent to his bank account right away in a signing bonus. Are you kidding me? Like,
And
for
he
real,
deserved
man.
it too. The season he had last year, I
Yeah.
mean, he really came alive last year. A lot of people was on this dude. Man, I don't think he gonna pan out. Man, he ain't really getting them sacks. Dude always been a pass rusher. He always got them pressures. But now he just last year he kind of really started to get those sacks and play a little bit more game, get
Right.
stronger, get more consistent. And yeah, I think he should be rewarded because I think when all said and done, all we usually talk about is the injuries. What happened with Jameis Winston?
Right.
A lot of the other stuff, not making the playoffs, how the offense gonna do nothing. But what gets lost is him. He had a real good season last year, and a lot of people didn't realize it with all the other stuff that we had to like uncover and everything. But he had a real good season last year, and I'm
Yeah.
glad that we have him. We don't have Hendrickson
Me
no
too.
more, but I'm glad that we have this dude. I mean, I think he's still where he's 24, 25 years old.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think we still have a potential. I would say Pro Bowl. If you think about
Hey.
8, 9 sacks last year, I mean that's pretty
Yeah.
good.
Hey man. Baggy Prime STEM class. Thank you for the $2 donation that you did earlier. But this one right here, who is this Bobby Abel playing? Is it 25 million for 4 years?
Yeah,
Man,
man. No,
that
no,
ain't
sir.
cutting it, man. This
No, sir.
look, Scott Mitchell made that money.
Yeah.
Who else? Stoney Case made that. Stan Humphries made that.
hmm And
Nah,
that
bro.
was 30,
Nah, bro.
35 years ago. Yeah, you gotta add some more zeros, more
Bro, for
digits for that one.
real. Like, man, ain't
They used to
nobody look.
start a quarterback in 2022, 50 million
I,
and
I,
up.
I want
Shoot.
to hope he mean 25 a year. I don't want to
Yeah.
think. I don't want to think he mean $25 million over 4 years. So 25 million for 4 years. I think he's saying 25 million. I want to hope. I said so
Shoot.
75 million.
That's what they pay. That's what they pay running backs now.
$100
4
million,
years.
75 to $100 million. I'm thinking
Yeah.
that he talking about here. So in 4 years, so
Shoot.
that's $100 million. So he
They
talking
pay,
about getting $100 million because I don't believe
they
you
pay
think you
running
about to
backs.
get a quarterback
Mm-hmm. He about to
25
get
million for 4 years.
shit. He about to get a quarterback from the thrift.
Man, for real.
That's a running back contract right there.
Man,
Shoot.
man, I'm
That's
talking
a
about
running back who didn't
look.
play. That's a running back who didn't play about what 4, 5 years. Who probably in their mid 20.
Kid Stabler probably. But man, I get his point. I want to say, man, like 25 million a year. So we're gonna say $100
Man,
million.
that man gonna laugh in their face. They come to the table with that. They gonna laugh.
Come with the paper, be like, they laugh
Next.
at them, right? For real,
Yeah,
like
my
seriously.
bags. My bags already packed. Y'all gotta be crazy.
Man, for real, I'm thinking somebody go yell out live from New York it's Saturday night because it's gotta be a joke.
Y'all must go pay that man in beignets or something.
Man, for real. Even that ain't enough. It's true, man. I learned it in my walk with Christ. Chasing money, the Bible says, will pierce you with many sorrows. Look, that is absolutely true. The Bible does say that, but $230 million to go and play for the Cleveland Browns. I mean, you still in the NFL, you still gonna be a starting quarterback. And that's generational wealth right there. That can not only just change your life, but change the life of your family too, man. So to me, I ain't got no problem with that, because it's a business, man. I see people got mad at Marcus Williams for going to Baltimore. This man made $70 million. I seen this guy, shout out to Marcus Williams. I seen him sign his contract today. Had his 3 brothers and his mom like behind him. You know what I'm saying? Mama full of tears and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? He talking to his mama, basically, you know what I'm saying? Them having a moment. Like, I'm proud of this dude, man. Look, looking at that, man, I felt really bad, man, because Marcus Williams is like one of my favorite Saint players. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was. I liked him. You know what I'm saying? He was one of those guys that I seen, greatness inside of him. And it would not be surprising to me if this dude go out here and be like one of those anchors on the Baltimore Ravens defense. Because we seen the same thing happen. People talked about Malcolm Jenkins. And in 6 years with the Philadelphia Eagles, he became not only a captain, but a Super Bowl champion in the process and played much better. Yeah. Never missed a game, man. A solid dude. But, I mean, it's a business at the end of the day, man. So guys want to get paid. It's no different between you and your job. You want your money on time. You want your pay raises when those years and 2 years up. Depends on, you know what I'm saying, when they come through with the Skrilla. So I ain't hating on nobody for getting bread. I don't care if they playing for the Saints, if my favorite football team or not, or whoever they play for. But let me go ahead.
You don't get paid on loyalties. I mean, loyalties could be broken. I mean, somebody gave you enough money, they're gonna touch that loyalty or whatever. Most likely, more often than not, they're gonna take that money. And he know the NFL is a business. and he know
Yeah.
damn well the Saints wasn't gonna give him no $70 million. I mean, he
Yeah,
ain't that
we
foolish.
got you. we understood. I heard you eat, but yeah, man, we understood what you were saying. We kind of broke it down. But yeah, look, man, I definitely agree with that. E. We got Chris. Thank you very much for the 9.99. Says Watson needs all the money he can get. He will not get any endorsement. Shouts out to him. That's a good point too. That's a good point, Chris. That's something that people aren't paying attention to. There's no way in hell you're gonna be in front of nobody's camera promoting nobody's stuff. Okay, seriously, like you are a time bomb, and maybe like I don't even want to say over time because in this situation, people don't forget. You know, they forget, but if you come up on show up on or pop up on TV, they're gonna be quick to try to write letters and protest and all that kind of stuff there. So that's a good point. Do you
Now,
think that it? Go ahead. E.
I'm sorry. I kind of disagree
Mm-hmm.
because I don't think he's gonna get endorsements this year. But if this dude goes to Cleveland and starts winning, or I don't know, if Cleveland make the playoffs and maybe have a Super Bowl appearance or something like that, I do think he's gonna start getting endorsements or whatever. I really do. If he goes to Cleveland and
Ooh,
win, not right
ooh.
now, not even if he wins this
That's
year,
bold, E. That's a
not
bold statement, man.
even if he wins this year, I don't think he'll get endorsements. But I
Oh,
think
I don't
over
know,
time,
man.
yeah, I think he will. Because you look at people
Ooh,
like
that's a
Michael
hot
Vick
take.
with the situation he was in, he came back and got $100 million contract, and not only that, he got a TV job. So I mean, there's people. I mean, you could come back
Mhm.
from that kind
Okay.
of stuff or whatever.
Yeah,
But with
good
all
point.
this money, he still has, people not gonna forget that or whatever. But I do think, with sports, I do think for some people, I don't know. I mean, I could throw a Colin Kaepernick, but that's a
Mhm.
whole nother conversation.
I mean,
But
he got Nike endorsements though. I mean, he
yeah,
signed a big contract with Nike, so
yeah. I mean,
mm,
Roethlisberger got in that trouble. I mean, I haven't heard anybody mention anything about that ever since. I mean,
mm-mm.
Kobe Bryant, he got in that so. But I mean, he got in that trouble in Colorado. He came back, scored 60. I haven't heard anybody say anything else about Kobe in that situation after that. Well, not 60, that 80-point game that he had. I
Yeah,
didn't hear anybody say anything else about that when he scored them 80 points.
right.
And he continues to get endorsements. Matter of fact, he even got more endorsements after that. So
Yep.
I just think it'll come with time. This dude's still 26 years old. He's still marketable. $230 million. And if he goes to Cleveland and win, I think he get to write his own narrative about, if he gets endorsements or I mean what he can do with his life pretty much. So I mean, that's why I say I disagree. I do think he has a
Yes.
chance to do it. But this year, nah. He can
Yeah,
hang that up.
that's a hell of a point. That's a hell of a point. E. I didn't even think about that, but that's you raised some really good points on that. Let's see, Josina Anderson. Shouts out to Josina, man. I'm trying to get on the podcast. Josina Anderson reported the Colts have serious interest in Jameis. That means the Saints will have to pay him. He played under 2 1-year cheap deals. Yeah, T. Smitty. I mean, look, it's well within his rights, and I'm not and I'm for him fleecing the Saints seriously
Yep.
because they deserve to be fleeced.
Yep.
Like let's remove like all of the home and the fandom out of this situation. They deserve to be fleeced. So if this man, like, if the money, if the number goes up, it deserves to go up. You'll never hear me sit up here and be, look, I ain't got, you know what I'm saying? I got love for everybody over there, but I ain't kissing nobody ass, you know what I'm saying, for them to show up nowhere for me. I ain't, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gotta go into the facility like that. What they did, they deserve it. They had to understand the assignment. They had to understand like this was going to happen if they did not get this dude. So they deserve what they're getting. It's not going to stop me from loving the team. I still love them, but they got what they deserve. You ain't about to hear, oh man, well, he have to understand. Look, yeah, he have to understand it's a business, but the Saints have to understand it's a business too, righty? I'm just saying
Yep.
they got to understand it, right?
I agree. I agree 100%. I think the Saints get exactly, they will get exactly what they deserve. I don't
Right.
think they showed their appreciation to Jameis Winston this year or last year. So he,
Not at all.
if he's competing for the starting job, he wound up getting the starting job. But you
Mm-hmm.
give $30 something million to Taysom Hill. Slap in the face. Then you
Right.
put this Deshaun Watson thing, and you try to pursue him, but you still, oh yeah, man, you always been that guy. That's another slap in the face. So
Man.
at the very least, he's gonna listen to the coach. He's gonna listen to the Steelers. He's gonna listen to, oh, I don't know, the Jets if they have gave up on Winston. Yeah, Seattle. He's
Yeah.
gonna listen to these teams,
Right.
and he should. And the Saints
Yep.
better make it worth that man Wilder. They're gonna be out of it again. Taysom Hill gonna be the starting quarterback. He ain't booking me the starting quarterback next year. If they don't pay competitively to what everybody else talking about, they're gonna lose this dude. I mean, it's gonna be quicker than you might think too. Like I believe what you just said that the coach in serious serious talks for Jameis Winston. I mean, this dude been working hard, and if they're gonna invest in him and show that man some love financially, man, my bag's already packed if I was him.
Yep.
I love my Saints too. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, she respect it.
Yeah, bro. Like you got to keep it 100. You got to keep it 100, man. You want somebody to lie and tell you everything you want here, man. Wrong podcast. Both of them, Crescent City Connection and the State of the Saints, man. We keep it real over here. Malcolm says Watson promotes Manscaped. Well, that's one good decision he debated in life because the State of the Saints podcast promotes Manscaped. And speaking of Manscaped, it's time for a break for the State of the Saints podcast to pay some bills to tell you about Manscaped. Appreciate that segue, Malcolm. But look, exactly. They got so many options that you can choose from, man. If you go to manscaped.com, use the promo code State of Saints, you will save 20% off, man. State of Saints, all one word, save 20% off. They have their ultra premium package that's available right now with the deodorant, with the body spray, you know what I'm saying, with the shampoo. Have you smelling fresh from head to tizzo. Manscaped.com, use the promo code State of Saints. But go ahead and continue. He says per year, open the lines, please. Won't be no phone line being open tonight, man. I apologize. We'll do it on the next episode because I mean it's so jam packed, man. So many topics that we had to get to, man. So if you have any comments or anything like that, man, feel free to put them down low. We're definitely gonna open up the phone lines next episode, especially for the State of Saints podcast, and they show up. Let me see. I agree. Jameson should get his money. Yeah, I agree too. I agree with that. Final topic we're gonna talk about. We gotta address this. We talked about Baker Mayfield. We talked about Deshaun Watson. We even talked about the New Orleans Saints to try to to try to add the State of the Saints. But let's go ahead and talk about. And I want to say this with a straight face because this is a sports show, the Crescent City Connection. Let's talk about the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons rolled out the red carpet, got everybody on board, got called Quavo, what I'm saying, called Big Boy, what I'm saying, called the Atlanta Braves, called yeah, man, for real, Sir Lucius left foot, what I'm saying, they called him up, they called him up, what I'm saying, like, he was like, I know who I think he is, I know who I think he is, that's what he said to him when he came through. But here's the thing, E. Once again, Atlanta in the news for having a big lead, a lead on the Saints, a lead on the Browns, and yet again, when it mattered most, they could not close the deal.
And this your hometown guy right here. This guy from Gainesville. This guy grew up probably when Atlanta had the school and stuff like that. You couldn't close the deal.
Yeah, man. It was just once again, man. They couldn't do it. The Atlanta Falcons, man. I'm gonna say this. I am forever gonna be supportive of Terry Fontenot. You know what I'm saying? The brother was in the Saints organization for 14 years, so I want to see this dude successful. Just not when he's playing the Saints. So you got to give him credit for rolling out the red carpet and getting all those different individuals on board to cling to the heartstrings. And I said this, E. I said this on the State of Saints podcast a couple of days ago. I said the only way the Atlanta Falcons could acquire Deshaun Watson is tickling at his heartstrings by, like showing little clips of him being a ball boy, showing him playing high school football in Gainesville, like doing stuff like that. And also bringing nostalgia acts in, bringing in Tip, bringing in Luda. You know what I'm saying? Like bringing in Sir Lucius left foot big boy. You know, like so. Like I didn't think they really had a chance, but they did do some good things. They signed Casey Hayward and they signed Damian Williams. So they're trying to get their team together. They got some guys on the offensive line. They're trying to get that fixed. But what about Matt Ryan, man? Matt Ryan and all of this is on the outside looking in. He was a class act. He was like, man, okay, y'all do what y'all got to do. If, you know what I'm saying? If y'all got to trade me, so be it. But now Matt Ryan is going to go into this season as a starter. So like Baker Mayfield, you showed that you're not really fully committed to this dude. So if you're Matt Ryan right now, what's going through your mind? What are you doing?
You feeling underappreciated, just like Baker Mayfield is feeling. He's feeling just like Jameis Winston is feeling. That's how you feeling. I mean, you got skins in the game. You was NFL MVP. You've been in the Super Bowl, had it in the palm of your hand. We ain't going to all that. We already know the story. But, basically,
some people wouldn't mind you saying it again, though.
Yeah. 28-3. But I mean, he got some skins in the game, whatever. This dude, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, he's no spring chicken. I mean, you don't have the mobility like he once wish he had. I mean, this dude, but he's still serviceable quarterback or whatever. And now it looks like you're going to be going into the season with a potentially disgruntled quarterback, just like one of three teams.
Right.
And I mean, not to mention, you don't have Calvin Ridley for the whole year. Yeah. All you have is Kyle Pitts. Yeah, they might put. I would assume they're gonna put some more pieces around people. You might see a Cole Beasley in there.
I heard Traquan Smith had a visit, so you might help is on the way.
Like I said, you have no receivers in the vicinity. I don't really see. No offense, kind of, sort of. Yeah, I don't see Traquan Smith going up and then lighting the world on fire with the Atlanta Falcons.
If he had matches in kerosene, he could, but not on the field.
Yeah, C4 or something like that, maybe. Right. But But he'll be wide open, but he won't catch the. But I don't see him coming up in there and taking the reins as a number one receiver. So I'm thinking they're gonna probably try to do that in the draft. Try to find some receiver in the draft that they can go with, because I mean, you have a disgruntled quarterback. You got to give him something other than Kyle Pitts. I know the offense has changed. They don't throw the ball like they once did. They want to be tough, running team and all this other kind of stuff. Yeah. All this kind of stuff. But I mean, how you fix the relationship with this dude? This dude been your quarterback for so long.
You can't, man. Like, look, you already said it. Basically, you basically said you're old and washed up. And if another young, vibrant quarterback that got some talent come through, we done with you. Like, to me, the Atlanta Falcons, you talk about wide receivers, I beg to differ. You need to get yourself a quarterback. That's what you need to draft. You need to go ahead and draft a quarterback. If Malik Willis is out there, because look, you already said this. There's no way in hell that Matt Ryan, even if he wanted to play, is not going to be seriously considering going somewhere else as a quarterback. And like the Saints, the Falcon fan base, they need to understand too where this dude is coming from is well within his rights, because your organization made a commitment, made up their mind and said, hey,
put all their chips in.
Exactly. We going after Deshaun. Bump Matt Ryan.
I'm surprised he didn't request a trade, just like Baker Mayfield did. I'm really surprised. Now, I think the coach will jump all over him.
Loyal to a fault. Loyal to a fault, E. I mean, you spending like 14, 15 years at the same organization. You got a house built. Then you got to think about your kids and stuff like that, being away from them if you don't want them to move away. You think about that's a lot to deal with, E. That I mean, all those kids know is growing up in Georgia. All you know is being a quarterback of the Atlanta Falcons. And it's not like you're a spring chicken. He's going to be 37 years old by the start of the season. So, I mean, look, if you were Baker Mayfield, I mean, you got the world in your hands. What you, 24, 25 years old? So you still got many years to play a game of football. So I can understand the difference, but at the same time, it's well within his rights if he wants to search for another organization. And you might as well. Because here's the thing. If he, you know what I'm saying, if he goes somewhere else, what you going to do then? Where you going to try to hope and pray that another high-profile quarterback comes in? No, you draft yourself one. You draft a Kenny Pickett. You draft a Malik Willis. You draft a Desmond Ridder. You draft somebody like that that's going to come in that can sit behind Matt Ryan for a year and that can develop. And then by the time next year starts, you have yourself a starter for the next, hopefully, for the next 10 years. That's what you need to do. But Matt Ryan, people saying Matt Ryan deserved better. I definitely agree with that. To me, some people, I know some people don't like the Falcons being Saints fans, but to me, what they did is equivalent to Mickey Loomis and Sean Payton doing that to Drew Brees. And imagine how that would make you feel. Some of you, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all be down there
up in arms. Yeah. They'll be picking in front of the Saints practice facility.
Man, for real. Like, seriously, like we know it. You know, put the shoe on, you know what I'm saying, on the other foot and see how you would feel about the situation. Roderick, thank you very much for the $5. Says the Taysom Hill experiment at quarterback is over for the Saints per Larry Holder. Well, you know, Larry pretty close. And shouts out to Larry Holder, man. Larry been on the State of Saints podcast. He had conversations with him, talked to him from time to time on social media. Man, Taysom Hill experiment. What do you think about that being over? You for it? You against it? What? Okay. Or if you were talking to someone, I apologize.
Oh, you say the Larry Holder. I'm sorry about that. The Larry Holder, situation.
I was just saying, like with Taysom Hill, Larry Holder is saying, according to what Roger is saying in the report, I'm not sure, but what he's saying is the experiment of Taysom Hill could possibly be coming to an end. But let's just say, just for the sake of argument, do you feel like Taysom Hill still has a place with the New Orleans Saints?
Yeah, I
Would you still want to utilize it? Yeah.
Yep. Hell yeah, I want to utilize it. Yeah. Keep in mind, Taysom Hill is over 30 years old. Taysom Hill is making over $30 million, right?
Yeah.
I don't think Taysom Hill have a problem with it either. I mean, if he was a starting quarterback, he had a few more zeros. But the fact of the matter is, I think Taysom Hill just like playing football. Taysom Hill, a few years ago, this dude was in practice squads, getting pushed around from different team to team, looking for an opportunity. Now he got an opportunity with a team. Taysom Hill is a football player with a capital F. That man will play tight end, wide receiver, he'll serve popcorn. He'll cut the grass in the Superdome if they let him, if they paid him. So that dude is a football player, and you want football players on your team that's going to play football, right? I love Taysom Hill. I don't know if I love him as a starting quarterback because that kind of limits him, if that make any sense. The dude can catch. He's fast. He play on special. How many backup quarterbacks play on special team? That dude a football player, man. That's somebody that you don't want to get rid of.
Yeah, you don't. I like Taysom Hill. For real. I love Taysom Hill. Like as everything that you said other than quarterback. Seriously. Like there's nothing wrong with that. Like people get so up in arms and mad. Man, Taysom, if you give him a chance. No, bro. If you give my son Paxton the chance to go to the potty, he might, you know what I'm saying? He might use it. We potty train him right now. If you give a long jumper a chance to jump over something tall, he will do it. Taysom Hill, you give him a chance at quarterback, the only thing that could possibly happen to you is very, very simple. The only thing that could probably happen to you is you'll probably win some games, but you're probably gonna be losing some games as well. But the dude has a place in the NFL. He has a place at several positions, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with Taysom Hill, doing all those other things, because that's what's gonna keep you in the league at the age of 31, 32 years old. Man, nobody checking for no Taysom Hill as being a quality starter. Any team that brings Taysom Hill in, they're gonna want him to do the same exact thing that he's doing with the New Orleans Saints right now, being that jack of all trades. So he just needs to go ahead and embrace that and Swiss Army his way to about $30 million and Swiss Army his way to about a $10 million signing bonus and keep it moving.
And think how many years he can squeeze out of this position that he's in. The dude is versatile. And like you see, like 31, maybe 32 years old. Yeah. This dude can squeeze out probably about 4 or 5 more years out of this. Now, if he's a quarterback, after he does all of this, who's to say he could probably be a backup quarterback for another 3 or 4 years after that. He could be a
Yep,
backup quarterback. He's 38, 39, 40 years old if he wanted to,
man.
still making
Good
money.
point.
The NFL
But
is about making money and staying with a team as long as you can and staying healthy as long as you can. So
yep.
this dude could play another 8 or 9 years or whatever.
Yep. And not to mention when he started playing really consistently, he started getting hurt.
Yep.
I'm just saying. He got that Liz Frank injury that he's coming back from. Marie says, love your show, by the way. Been a follower for about 4 months. Thank you so much, Marie. I appreciate that. Make sure you subscribe to the Crescent City Connection podcast as well. And everybody here, man, we got, as of right now, it look like we got about 300 people looking at us right now live. Man, go ahead and hit that like button, man. If you're enjoying State of the Saints, the Crescent City Connection podcast, please go ahead and hit a thumbs up, man. We're trying to get the content out there, so we really need your help. Do your part by hitting that like button. I like the energy. I like the comments and everything like that. People coming in. Man, it's Friday. You know, people spending their Friday night here with us, and we appreciate that. Really. Delusional Falcon fans think that Fino orchestrated the Deshaun Watson fiasco, trying to make the Saints or Panthers give up substantial capital. I don't think so, man. That dude was really committed to it. And this was one of those deciding things that can really put you in the upper realms of some of these top GMs. And the fact that the Falcons wasn't even on this dude's radar, and all of a sudden, like, he made them, is a testament to what possibly could be with the Atlanta Falcons. But I don't expect the Atlanta Falcon fans, and this is the Saints and me talking, I don't expect for the Atlanta Falcon fans to understand that, because they don't understand stability. You know what I'm saying? And most of them are a bunch of grandstanders anyway, so they don't want to sit around and wait for something to process, you know? Now they want to try to turn on the guy. If you, like, I'm pretty sure not all of them are like that. I would hope not. But if some of those people are, they're not really fans in the first place, because a blind man can see what this dude trying to do. Like, he's trying to court arguably one of the best free agents, you know what I'm saying, at the quarterback position they've had since Drew Brees, maybe, you know what I'm saying, a Peyton Manning, like a Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? Like, and honestly, you can say that he probably more heavily touted because he's so young. The circumstances in which he became, you know what I'm saying, like, open for, you know what I'm saying, for a trade. I mean, look, wherever you fit in, you know what I'm saying, it's fine. But all I'm saying is this dude is heavily touted, and this dude got a meeting with him. So as a Falcon fan, I know you didn't get your man, which y'all should be used to that by now. But, you know, like, at least this man tried. And at least this dude tried to do the best that he could, you know, to try to bring some type of respect and credibility to your organization. And Lord knows, y'all need some. I mean, some of the comments and takes they were talking about with the Falcons, like, nobody believed that Deshaun Watson was going to come to the Falcons because the Falcons were good. Everybody was saying basically, man, this because of the home dynamic. And that's a problem. That's a problem, man. Like, seriously, if people expect for you, like, this is like a person, you know what I'm saying, oh, your wife, and you better not say this. You say, why you know what I'm saying, you marry me. And you don't say other things other than you smart and you beautiful. You say stuff like, well, you cook good. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't say something like you beautiful or nothing like that, like,
you better
that's
start
all
with
it
those
is.
two.
That's it. That's it. All I can do. Like, I ain't beautiful. You ain't married because I'm smart. You ain't married. Like, come on, man. Like, that's what this was right here. You know, like, it wasn't because you're good. It wasn't because you got a loaded roster. It was all because he's from there. And that's all you had going for you. Pretty sad, man, when you think about it. But not to me, because I'm a Saints fan. Hit that like, guys. This show is always great. Marie, I appreciate that. Chosen says, who that EJ and TJ? I just want the Saints embarrassed themselves. But the Falcons showed their neutral black ass. They got hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok. He didn't really say that, but I just added that to it. They deserve Matt Ryan walk out. So does Jameis. Chosen, you're right, man. Those guys deserve to take their time. You know, they deserve to give us a Deshaun Watson waiting period. That's what they deserve, because each organization has showed that they ain't loyal to absolutely nobody. Their credibility is shot. and it's gonna take some time for you to all, and honest, not just here, not just here, but other free agents in the future. Because you got to keep in mind, you have guys out here that's gonna become free agents in the future. I feel like the Saints are in a little bit better shape than the Falcons because although we like Jameis is a free agent. He can sign to where he wants. It's not like Jameis was a mainstay in New Orleans and the Saints turned their back on him. So for that, they can save face. As a fan, I just felt like they just soiled themselves and disgraced themselves, I mean, it's, for one guy. I mean, I just didn't get it. But, I mean, guys look at this. Free agents, don't they? You think that a guy maybe, that's going to be willing to sign might look at this and be like, man, I don't know about this situation.
Yeah, man. I mean, that could be, part of it also. I mean, let me throw out this dynamic to you. There's a quarterback who's been working out for the Seattle Seahawks, and he hasn't been in the league for about 5 years. He played in the Super Bowl. He got his team to a Super Bowl. He was a Pro Bowler. Why isn't this guy on any one of these teams? Clearly, he's talented. So why isn't he on any team in the NFL? But you have different quarterbacks like like Mr. Travinsky, riding the pine. I don't know if Josh McCown. I don't know if he's retired yet. I mean,
Chase Daniels keep getting checks. He with the Chargers.
Keep getting these checks.
Keep getting checks.
Blake. I'm about to say, Blake Bortles. He's still around. Nick
Foles,
he's still around. Yeah,
he with the Saints. I forgot about that. Blake Bortles. He with the New Orleans Saints.
So you got all these quarterbacks still around, but this guy cannot get an opportunity to save his life. Why is that? That's what I'm wondering.
Like we already know, man, because he casts a dark shadow over the NFL's bottom line. It's just as simple as that. You know what I'm saying? All those, individuals out there, these people that think that they pro-America, you know what I'm saying? And they feel like this dude is a disgrace to the country, this, that, and the third. Look, if Deshaun Watson can be accused, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he did it. Y'all know where I stand with this, but I'm just saying, if Ben Roethlisberger, you know what I'm saying, could be accused of rape, if Joe Mixon can slap a girl at a bar, if Baker Mayfield can run from the police, if Ray Lewis can be on trial for murder, if Michael Vick can go to jail for 2 years for dog fighting, if Plaxico Burress can go to jail for a year for shooting his own self in a club, then how can a guy who takes a knee,
all he did,
you know what I'm saying, like take a knee,
a silent protest? That's all he did.
Exactly.
All these other
Why
guys,
is he not?
All these other guys was known for possibly committing crimes and all this other kind of stuff, felonies and stuff like that. This dude took a knee. Haven't played football in 5 years.
Right.
Been to the Super Bowl. Haven't played football in 5 years.
Look, I'm gonna say this, man. Does he deserve to be on somebody's roster? Absolutely. As a starter at this stage, I don't know. Right? It's been a long time. You're on the other side of 30, and we gotta look at this thing fairly because we judge guys in their 30s. You know what I'm saying? A little different from a young whippersnapper who's 20, 21 years old. So we got to take that into consideration. That's only fair. So does he deserve a job in the National Football League? Yes. Do I feel like he's good enough to be a backup or something like that? Absolutely. Based on some of the backups I've seen, a chance to be a starter? Absolutely. But the chances and the opportunities for Colin Kaepernick, you know what I'm saying, the older he gets, the more they're going to dwindle, and the more the NFL is going to be justified not for him to be in the league. It just is what it is, man. It's just not going to happen.
They always going to have excuses for him not playing. Right. We just don't think he's good enough. We just don't think we don't have any room for him. I mean, all this other kind of stuff, but we all know the reason why he's not in the NFL right now. We all know.
I mean, we know.
Felonies that other players get. They get this 1 year suspension, and then they're right back to the good graces, getting contracts, getting opportunities. This guy, he makes one decision, which is a silent protest, and everything dries up on him.
Yeah. Lube that chair says it's not about Neil and TJ, it's about money and alienating the fan base. Look, Lube, I'm gonna tell you right now, there's nothing more about alienating the fan base than a guy getting drafted by a team and your fan base starting to believe in a guy and he gets accused of rape. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no bigger, you know what I'm saying, thing than you drafting a guy to be the leader of your franchise and he gets accused and goes to jail for 2 years for dog fighting. All I'm saying is dudes, you know what I'm saying? Like dudes turn, you know what I'm saying, make fans upset all the time, man. But we even the smartest man, I don't want to say the smartest man because I think that you're very intelligent. All I'm saying is this dude didn't do anything wrong. Like, look, the dude basically stood up for what he believed in. You got people out here, you know what I'm saying? You got your own narratives and your thoughts and your feelings and your views, but the dude stood up for what he believed in. And it's not a cause for a guy not to, you know what I'm saying, to lose his livelihood based on what's in the league right now.
Ain't it? That's in the Constitution, right? Freedom of speech.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the first, second ones or whatever. I mean, I know this is in the Constitution. I mean, you have to, freedom of speech, freedom of protest.
Right.
I mean, this was a silent protest. He didn't get on talk about certain he did, but as far as like when this was happening, he just silently got on one knee.
Right.
Abdul Rauf, formerly Chris Jackson, he did this, and the same thing happened to him pretty much. Coaches cut hours. Then all of a sudden, like they released. He was in his 20s also. A lot of people probably don't remember that. Some people probably wasn't born when this happened, but the same thing happened to him. I mean, I could go into Chris Jackson, how he averaged 30 points a game at LSU. Then he got to the NBA, top 5 pick. I mean, this dude was a scoring machine or whatever, but he changed his religion and everything, and he did a solid protest. And same thing with him. He was alienated. So I'm like, I mean, you have your freedom of speech, but everybody don't always respect that freedom of speech. And I mean, I don't think that's right.
Right. Tim says Vic can play, so he got another chance. Cap suck, just admit it. So you telling me Colin Kaepernick is not better than Blaine Gabbert? He's not better than Tim Blau. He's not better than Chase Daniel. He's not better than, even Daniel Jones.
Jared
you know what I'm saying? As a starter. Jared Goff. You don't think this dude better than any of those dudes right now? Seriously. And I know the mere thought of it because, we so freaking brainwashed, you know what I'm saying, to the fact that we feel like people, if they don't have their views and ideas aren't similar to ours, we just completely like cut them off. Like if a person is a Trump supporter or a Biden supporter, all of a sudden, like we just cut each other off. Like just because, you know what I'm saying, like they don't see the world the way I see it, which is the most stupidest logic ever, period. I don't care what side of the fence you stand on. I don't care what, political party you belong to, your personal beliefs. It's just absolutely asinine. You're not about to tell me that this dude don't have a place in the National Football League. You don't have a place. I ain't saying a starter. Now, we can debate that. Okay, you might have me. You know what I'm saying? You're on the other, what are you, about 33, 34 years old? You got me there. But for you to say that a guy like what? You know what I'm saying? Josh McCown, Luke McCown, you know what I'm saying? Long them boys been in the league. Ryan Fitzpatrick. All these dudes in the league been career backup, career journeyman. You know what I'm saying? Carry that clipboard with pride and dignity. Call them boys Mr. Microsoft Pros. You know what I'm saying? Like because they holding the tablet. And you telling me that dude don't deserve to be on nobody's team? Seriously.
In the last 5 years, he don't deserve to be on nobody's team, bro.
That come on, man. Give me a break,
we've been watching some bad quarterback play the last 5 years, pretty much. And I mean, look at Seattle. Now he been working out with Lockett in Seattle. Seattle could use somebody like him or whatever. And have him come in at training camp or whatever, compete. You know what I mean? Be a third string, second string quarterback or whatever. And you haven't been in the league 5 years, so you got to get his legs under him and everything. But this dude could contribute in any kind of way on any team. He should have been contributing from the get-go. But, I mean, we all know what that was about. So,
well, like I said, man, people got their personal views and stuff like that. I ain't here to change nobody's mind. And I can, that ain't my job. All I'm saying is, dude, good enough to be on somebody's team. You know, he good enough to be on somebody's team. But let's roll along. Let's see. The league gave him a chance for an open workout, and he flipped the script at the last second. Of course, don't nobody want him. That's a good point, but it only gave the league justification. You know, I mean, it don't take the league, much in order for them to ostracize you. You know what I'm saying? Like to cut you off. I mean, it was the same thing. I mentioned this, when Dr. Ben Amalu, y'all probably seen the movie Concussion, where Will Smith played the role of Dr. Ben Amalu, who discovered CTE. I ain't about to pronounce what that is. Yeah, but anyway, Austin Collie, very talented slot receiver, went to the Colts, played for the 49ers for a little bit, but Austin Collie ended up getting a concussion, got knocked out on national television. Of course, it was nationally televised because Peyton Manning was his quarterback. He comes back, you know what I'm saying? Like he was carted off the field the first time. So again, he comes back. It was having a big game. I remember this. Came across the middle, got knocked out again. Austin Collie did not get a job after that. He got a job no more after that. So did Austin Collie just forget how to be a good receiver? Did forget, you know what I'm saying, how talented he was? No. Because the fact that the NFL, to me, basically send like a little brochure across the, the NFL. Hey, man, we got these issues going on with concussions and CTE and stuff like that. So you might want to think twice about the guys that you get. And I mean, basically saying a lot, like basically putting a lot, you have to read between the lines, the semiotics here. Dude never had a job again. So we all know that the NFL is going to look out for his own personal interests. That's just the way that it worked. But like I said, the dude's talented enough to be in a league. You can say whatever you want to say about him, but the dude is talented. The dude, you probably have issues with the dude, for his stance and stuff like that, but he talented enough to play in the league. All these different people, I just feel like it's kind of hypocritical to me that you can look past, a person that went to jail for 2 years, and I like Vic. Look past a guy that gets shot. Look at a guy who was on trial for murder. Look past a guy who got convicted of rape. All because the dude can sling the ball down the field. The same thing would have happened. The same thing would have happened if Colin Kaepernick would have got back in the league, became a starter, really was good, and got, was really taking the league by storm. Nobody would care about this. Dude would have just had a bunch of fans. So
you know what always happened when a player does something, and after he does that something, he wind up coming back into the league or somewhere like that.
Right.
He either apologizes, he kind of do something to make amends, and to get people to see exactly how sorry he is for what he said or what he did. I don't think Colin Kaepernick has anything like to be sorry about. This is how he feels. Once he feels sorry or bad about the way he feels or whatever. I mean, it's just the way it is. I don't think he should apologize for the way he feels. If that's how he feels. That's how he feels at the moment. That's how he still feels or whatever. That's why I think ultimately why he's not back in the league, because he didn't come back and apologize for what he did.
And this guy say if he was good enough, he'll be playing.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
No, I don't believe that. I'm sorry, Tim. I love you, man. Much love to you, but I gotta hit you with
what
this.
You just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Look, I respect your stance to say it, man, but I can't, man. I can't. That dude good enough to play in the league. But I mean, look, we agree to disagree. But Tim, thank you so much, man, for your strong stance right there, man. Keep on believing what you believe, man. We're not here to change your mind. We're just here to have these conversations. All these fake. I'm sorry, you go ahead.
My bad. I said that's the beauty of America, though. I mean, that's the beauty. You have the freedom of speech.
Yeah,
everybody
exactly.
has their own opinion on what they think is right or whatever.
Exactly.
I mean, you shouldn't want
I
to
love
rock the
it.
way or what somebody
I
else say
love
or
it.
whatever. You should believe
I
in
love
what
it.
you believe in.
Yep.
Stand by your word.
I love it, E. I have no problem with it at all. I told people, man, I'm a broadcaster. I interview a guy who was a member of the Klan. Like, seriously. Like, that's the way I feel. Like, I know for a fact we ain't gonna agree on the same things and
Clearly,
viewpoints.
going into it.
Clearly, exactly. But I would.
But it'd
do
be
it,
interesting to see his point of view of why he thinks
exactly. Like, why do you think like this? Like, what happened? You know what I'm saying? So I'm not comparing Tim to that. I'm just saying, like, the difference of opinion. When people have like a strong difference of opinion, society is like telling us that we can't get along and have conversations. That's the part that bothers me. All these fake ass fans saying that Deshaun Watson was innocent, but now he don't sign with your team. They're saying he's guilty. Don't do that, man. It makes us look bad. It is not cool. Quick being fake. Look, I absolutely agree with that, Chosen. But that just goes to show you how petty people are.
Yep.
You know, I used that example on the last show. I said it's like you walk up to a girl, spit your best game, ask her for a phone number, and she said no.
Anyway.
Right, you ugly anyway. And your toes running up out them sandals. You know what I'm saying? Like, you real.
Freckles looking like raisin cookies. Yeah, right. You ugly anyway.
You real. Chocolate chip cookie face. No, but seriously, man. But seriously, like, man, we shouldn't be like that, man. You know, we shouldn't be like that. You know, like, it happens, man. It's a business at the end of the day. I think the fact everybody has such an invested interest, Falcons, Browns, Saints, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody had like an invested interest in the dude, even Carolina for a short period of time. And when you get your hopes up, and then all of a sudden, like, it goes crashing down in a crescendo, of course it hurts you. But the good news is, if you're a Saints fan, I mean, you got $30 now that's freed up from the cap. Carolina, you got a young football team that you can build on. You probably be able to get some trade value, maybe a box of cookies, or, you know what I'm saying, a box of Cracker Jacks for Sam Darnold. But still, you know, you have opportunity to grow and develop. And as far as, you know, there's no harm, no foul. Like, think about what the Texans are, you know what I'm saying, like, willing. Well, I don't say what they were trying to get out of you. You know what I'm saying? Now you still have that stuff intact. Now you can build your team. So look, all hope is not lost. Like, it's the worst feeling in the world, E, is when you want somebody and they don't want you. But at the end of the day, the sun will come out tomorrow, and you have another day to be great and to tackle another day and be better than you were the day previous, right? So that's the way I'm looking at it, man. Final thought, man. Final thought before we wrap up, man. Anything like you want to say before we wrap up? Anything that you know, is on your mind right now as far as sports?
I mean, man, as far as I'm concerned, you can't miss something you never had. We never had Deshaun Watson. I would appreciate it if he would have came to New Orleans, but I'm like, I'm not gonna be petty enough and say that, yeah, he probably did it anyway and all that kind of stuff. We never had the dude, and I think we bit off by not getting him, if that make any sense. We didn't lose really, you know, Marcus Williams, but I mean, I don't think we're just gonna ever give him that money. But I still think everything is in front of us. If we can keep Jameis Winston, I think that's really good. But I do think we could do a lot throughout the draft. The trade that really had me during this week, other than this one, was Devontae Adams going from the Green Bay Packers to the Raiders.
Yes.
So he reunites with David Carr in Las Vegas. Derek Carr, my bad. I think that's a big one. I think that's one that's probably going to be overlooked because of this trade. And Brady coming back and Rodgers and all that. But I think a lot of people, when football season starts to come back, damn, they traded Devontae Adams. I forgot about that. That's going to be one of those trades. And I think that's going to be one of those trades because the Raiders lack a wide receiver for the last couple of years, like a deep threat. The things that happen to Ruggs and everything, but I think they really like the number one wide receiver, and I think that trade is probably the most underrated trade that we done had the whole NFL like season so far, I think.
Yeah. I'm gonna change it up a little bit. I'm gonna talk about these Kentucky Wildcats losing to St. Peter's in the NCAA tournament. Now, there was 17.3 million brackets that were created. And I remember us talking on the phone yesterday, and you were talking about how you were making your bracket. So I'm pretty sure your bracket is in the trash because there's no way, no way you thought that was going to happen, man. I mean, John Calipari, once again, you know what I'm saying? Channel his inner Atlanta Falcon. Channel his inner Atlanta Falcon on a big stage. Once again, man, the Kentucky Wildcats don't get it done, man. That had to be a shock to you, right, E? I mean, St. Peter's.
Dude, I don't even know what St. Peter's, the university at.
I
can
never
tell
heard
you
of
the
it.
state that is in, bro. Kentucky has a 2 seed. I can tell you this right now. Kentucky was probably seeded wrong. I would think they probably be maybe like a 3 or 4. I don't think they should have be a 2. They wasn't that good this year. They was young. I mean, they got Tata Washington and all of them freshmen. You never know what freshmen gonna do in the NCAA tournament. I had no idea that they was gonna lose. It just haven't been a good day for the SEC or a good few days. LSU lost tonight. Alabama lost tonight, and Kentucky. So now I think they left with like 4 teams. Auburn's still in number 2, but wow, I mean, yeah, my bracket's all screwed up, bro.
Yeah, I know.
I don't
I have to,
all screwed up.
Yeah,
but I mean, I still enjoy the tournament though. I fill out a bracket every year, but you know, I mean, usually it's the first day that gets screwed up. So at least I made one day without getting a screwed up bracket. So you know, still gonna watch the game.
Yeah, but yeah, we just got some breaking news, man. Breaking news to everybody out there, man. Very shocking news. Long time ESPN reporter John Clayton has passed away at the age of 67 years old. John Clayton started at ESPN back in 1995. According to this report right here, he began covering the NFL in 1972. And everybody remember the guy, you know, to me, I mean, he was always a mild-mannered guy. You know, before all the shock jocks and stuff like that was out there giving you reports. I mean, he was one of those insider guys, and he'll talk to you and give you an opinion in a mild-mannered, in a very articulate way. Classic guy. This is unfortunate, man, you know, but, you know, that's the thing about when you get older, man. People that you're familiar with, they start to pass away, and the people start to get more and more familiar. But this guy was a titan at ESPN, and we're sending our condolences to John Clayton's family on tonight. Once again, John Clayton passed away at the age of 67 years old. Hate to end the show on such a low note there, but John Clayton, man. I mean, look, I can remember us, you know, sitting on the floor at our grandmother's house because, you know, she was the only person we know had cable, and we watching ESPN, and John Clayton comes across there talking about some NFL news, man. What are your thoughts on John Clayton, man? Hearing the news about him passing away.
Oh yeah, John Clayton. I remember him from ESPN. I mean, I watch ESPN. I've been watching them like forever.
Yeah,
and
man.
There was one commercial where he had the rock and roll with the long hair and everything. I don't know if people actually remember that commercial. That's the first thing that comes to my mind when I think about John Clayton. You know, him coming in looking all, I guess, studious and everything with his glasses, kind of look nerdy almost.
Right, yeah.
Coming in talking about sports. But to see that commercial, I mean, you know, you always knew for a long time that the people at ESPN always had like humor, and the commercials is always funny and all this other kind of. He ain't gonna be cracking jokes on the air. So that commercial, that kind of shows some of the personality that you didn't know that he had or whatever. But this dude, I mean, he worked for a long time with the Steelers, with the Seahawks or whatever. I mean, it was kind of hard to not see him, Chris Berman, Dick Vitale. I mean, you go Stuart Scott. I mean, all these people that they kind of built ESPN with.
Even Rich Eisen, you know what I'm saying, who was at the
Rich
NFL
Eisen
Network.
too.
Rich Eisen. Yeah.
And a lot of them guys just kind of, you know, fade off to miss, went to different places. But I mean, that's kind of like the pillars of ESPN right there. That kind of also shows that, you know, you getting older too. And as you get older, other people are getting older too or whatever. But yeah, he did his job. For a long time. I enjoyed watching him.
Yeah, man. I mean, incredible reporter. Like I said, man, it was always mild mannered, man. In a world where everybody wanted to be like loud and brash, like he always gave you the news and the inside scoop with such class and articulation. And man, I mean, once again, man, like you said, man, we getting older. Like you think about that, man. I remember like the anchors on ESPN at night, the late great Stuart Scott and Rich Eisen. Then you had Dan Patrick on there, and Stan Verrett came along. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to Stan Verrett, a guy I respect a lot. You know what I'm saying? Give you a lot of advice. Yeah, man. I mean, this is awful, man, that it happened. But like I said, it's a testament to, your age and you're getting older and you start to look at pioneers and stuff like that. I mean, you mentioned Dick Vitale, man. I heard that he went through his last, cancer treatment, being cancer free. So salute to Dickie V. But yeah, man, that's just the way things go sometime. And once again, rest in peace to John Clayton and our condolences to his family. But this has been the State of the Saints as well as the Crescent City Connection podcast. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. We ask that you subscribe to the YouTube channels, youtube.com, search Crescent City Connection Podcast, Crescent City Connection Podcast, and the State of the Saints podcast. On your way out, we ask that you hit a thumbs up, no matter what platform you're looking and viewing this right now. Previous episodes available on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor FM. Also on Facebook.com, search The State of the Saints podcast. We can find the podcast. You can follow me at TJ Jones8, TJAY Jones8, and TJAY Jones _ on Instagram. E, how can everybody get in touch with you?
You can also go to E Jones, the EJ the Sports Fan at Twitter, EJ the Sports Fan at Instagram. Still my Pick Six Blog World at Instagram and at Twitter and at Facebook. So you might see me posting stuff that happens as far as like football news, basketball news. You might see me with a, tweeting something or whatever. So I'm always on doing something. I mean, I might pose a question. Anything that comes to my mind, I'm posting. So all three platforms, you can just follow me there.
Yeah, man. Make sure y'all follow, man. Pick Six Blog World. Great articles, great content. Y'all check them out. But thank y'all so much for spending your time with us. We really do appreciate it. For all the State of the Saints podcast viewers out there, like always, all I got to say is who that. And for those checking out the Crescent City Connections, I ain't got no motto, man. We just go off there. We just go off there, right? So thank y'all, man. Have a good morning, noon, night, whenever you're checking out this podcast. Take care.